EQC Minister Megan Woods says having markets with one dominant insurer is a risky scenario, so the risk should be spread. Ms Woods was this week trying to find out which insurers were prepared to cover homes and contents in Wellington and was left unimpressed by some excuses offered by insurance companies.
Pretty high up on the perplexion scale on that one, that there was a submission from the Insurance Council of New Zealand.
If you asked for it, please explain.
That is certainly something that was signalled that we want to talk about in the very near future, that we were given reassurances that this was a risk that could be picked up by the private insurance market. So I'll want to know exactly what the situation. Our decision to remove contents insurance from the EQC legislation, given that reassurance, was the right one.
Some commentators this week have said they would like to see the EQC have more powers and take more of a reinsurer role, something Ms Woods seemed open to. The Minister is meeting with international reinsurers where she'll be learning about their stance on risk in the world and will be reassuring them EQC will continue to be a buffer for local insurers. The government signalled its cut-price approach to tendering large construction contracts is about to end, and instead it intends revamping how it deals with the construction industry. Construction and Building Minister Jenny Salesa says the government intends taking a new approach which focuses on the whole of life of a project rather than trying to get it built for the cheapest price. Construction companies also complain that they're forced to take on too much risk in government contracts and that their profit margins are too slim. Ms Salesa will release a discussion paper in a few weeks seeking industry and public comment on proposed changes to the way government interacts with the industry. One of its key points will be to address the issue of risk and liability.
Where we're heading towards is to ensure that we build things right the first time. Because when we don't build things right the first time, when it's not good quality and when we're not focused on ensuring that it's whole of life, it is really taxpayers that comes, afterwards to try and fix it.
Agria and former PGG Wrightson chairman Alan Lai are facing penalties totalling more than $300,000 for breaching the good character conditions of the Overseas Investment Act. Mr Lai was executive chairman of Agria when it obtained 2 consents from the Overseas Investment Office to take a majority shareholding in PGG Wrightson and therefore acquire significant interests in sensitive New Zealand land. Agria and Mr Lai admitted the breaches of good character following an investigation by the US Securities and Exchange Commission. But during their defence in the Auckland High Court, they argued that they had rescued PGG Wrightson from near collapse. Agria also agreed to sell down its 50.2% stake in PGG Wrightson. Broking firm Macquarie Securities has been fined $20,000 in order to pay costs of $5,400 after allowing a client to create a false appearance of trading in the market. In a statement posted to the NZX, the market's disciplinary tribunal said a Macquarie client using direct market access had conducted 102 trades where there was no change of beneficial ownership. According to the tribunal, Macquarie's client was using an algorithm trading software program to execute trades automatically, and the broking firm's filters failed to block the illegal trades. A market source said the concern was not so much Macquarie's rule breach, but what the client's algorithm was aiming to achieve by being on both sides of so many trades. Spark has launched its sport offering in beta mode on a range of devices and apps in time for the Australian Grand Prix this weekend. Now, beta mode means that it's live, but improvements and additional features are still being added. The offering includes hockey, World Rally Championship, NBA and One Championship, all accessible with a free 30-day trial. The platform is available as an app on selected Apple and Android devices and all popular web browsers. Spark Sport will be priced at $19.99 a month with no long-term contract, but the pricing will differ for the Rugby World Cup, and that will be announced next month. So to tomorrow, at insolvency specialist John Fisk on the lessons for directors from the Mainzeal case. So for that and all our premium business stories, just head to nbr.co.nz.